I love exploring secondhand bookstores, especially when I'm travelling. Recently, my wife and I travelled to Spain, and that trip was no exception. Let me show you what I managed to find, and the unique stores I was able to find them in. We started in Seville, where I found this amazing bookstore called Libreria Verbo, which was set up within an old cinema. They had both new and secondhand books, mainly in Spanish. Unfortunately, while I was making this video, I found that they have since closed down, which is disappointing. It was a really cool thing to stumble across. The book I found in this store was a Spanish copy of Rendezvous with Rama by Arthur C. Clarke. While the cover is a little warped from the protective covering, what caught my attention was the inscriptions written in the first few pages. This was a gift from someone from a bunch of their friends, so it has its own sort of history. The edition was also from 1982, and I like to think it was gifted around that time. I've got a few ideas on how to fix this book up, so keep an eye out for that video in the near future. Next up was Madrid. Near the Prado Museum was a small stall called the Secret Kingdoms, which was run by a friendly English bloke. Great for any English speakers struggling with the language barrier. This store also had both new and second-hand books, with a great English selection, which was quite unusual for Spain. From this store, I scored a travel-sized copy of Stanislaw Lem's The Three Electro Knights. I don't often see Lem in the wild, so I'll grab it when I find it. I also got a copy of The Old Man and the Sea by Ernest Hemingway. This is a story that my wife has been trying to convince me to read for some time, given I grow up fishing. And last, but certainly not least, I found a Sci-Fi Masterworks hardcover copy of Larry Niven's Ringworld. It's not one I've had a chance to read yet, but definitely looking forward to it. Also near the Prado Museum was my absolute favourite place in Spain. It's called the Cuesta de Moyano, and it's a permanent book fair that's been there since 1925. It's a street running alongside the gardens and is made up of around 30 wooden stalls, mainly dedicated to selling second-hand books. The vendors are all very friendly, and I found some absolute gems here. To kick things off, I found another copy of The Old Man and the Sea, an older copy, which is always my preference with second-hand books. Check out this dragon. It must have been the day for repeat finds, because here's another version of a book I'd already found, Rendezvous with Rama by Arthur C. Clarke. I couldn't say no to the hardcover, but also the fascinating dragon, which has nothing to do with the story about an interstellar spaceship. And finally, my biggest score for the trip was the Spanish first edition of 2001 A Space Odyssey, also by Arthur C. Clarke. This set me back €20, but for any sci-fi nerd would know that compared to the price of an English first edition, it was a steal. As you can see, I've already protected the dust jacket so that it can proudly be displayed on my bookshelf. Let me know in the comments your favourite second-hand bookstores in Spain so that I can add them to my list for when I next visit.